Hey guys, welcome back to the Daily Chop. Today we're having a special episode for 4th of July, the hidden cost of freedom. I want to tell you about a story that comes from South Baghdad, Iraq, in a province, Latifia and Mahmudiya area. And this story is about 4 gentlemen that served their country and wrote a check for their lives. The story behind this is to show you guys the importance of your freedoms and why we need to utilize them. As we see every day, they get tightened shorter and shorter. And because we don't know them, we get more confused in what we have. But the hidden cost are the lives that you guys don't know that are lost in battles. We will be withholding the names of the 4 gentlemen in this story for respect to the family. These men were from North Carolina and served on the 1st Battalion of the 120th Combat Arms Battalion. They were in a line unit with Alpha Company of the 1st of the 120th. In June 29th of 2009, 4 men were killed. They were hit by a roadside bomb, and they may have thought they have seen it because one of the soldiers was out of the vehicle, and he was looking for a bomb or an IED, improvised explosive device, to see if they could find where it was at before crossing over it. Unfortunately, they never spotted it, and a 2-ton Humvee ran over it. In the vehicle, they also had an AT-4 rocket launcher, which also exploded in there as well. The men were instantly killed, but unknowingly to the guys around the quick reaction force. There was a team that pulled up to try to assist, only to find that everybody there was gone. As they worked countless hours trying to recover these men in the best respectful way possible, which was not very easy. One of the guys was thrown from the vehicle. The guy that was already outside the vehicle had his legs severed, had still held on by the pant legs. The man that was outside the vehicle was burnt fairly bad and had catastrophic damage to his abdomen area. The truck commander that was in the front passenger side had been burnt so badly that extracting him from the vehicle was not pretty. It had caused him to be torn in half as they tried to extract him from the vehicle. The driver was pretty banged up, burnt really bad, and unrecognizable. These men gave their lives on that 29th day of June 2009, thinking that they were serving and protecting the rights and freedoms of their countrymen. Now, in this, man, like thinking back to the peak of the war, so many young men thought that they were fighting for you, for the rights of this nation, our freedoms that we live for, love for, and that we all celebrate here in 2 days, the 4th of July. Nobody would ever know that day, and people don't know their story. They had families, spouses, kids, and not a one of the families could see any one of them soldiers. The last time they would see them was before they deployed. And to find out that you would not be able to see your family member again, that's a hidden cost too, that nobody really thinks about sometimes when they're lighting fireworks, having barbecues, on the river, drinking a beer. You're not thinking of the families that'll never see their family members again, especially these 4. They were from North Carolina. One was actually from Puerto Rico and had volunteered. They all volunteered, you know. Nobody held a gun to their head to sign that contract. Nobody held a gun to my head to sign my contract. They stood willing to die for you and served that whole purpose all the way out. And that's a hidden cost. It's a big hidden cost that we don't talk about. We celebrate it, sure, but do you think about it during the moment of celebration? A lot of us are just getting drunk, enjoying our times with your family, while theirs are sure thinking about their purpose, their lives. You know, I wonder where their kids are these days. I wonder about their spouses. You know, we don't use our freedoms enough, guys. You know, there's people around the world that are dying for their faith. What are you doing? You know, what do you do for this country? What do you do to give back? Or are you just a life sucker that just keeps on sucking life and not thinking about these moments? Not thinking about the men and women around the world that are deployed right now. Even on 4th of July, there's going to be people deployed trying to enjoy themselves in a third world country while you're in a first world, upset because you ran out of beer. No one's having a barbecue. You didn't have enough money to go buy fireworks. Who cares? Who cares? Somebody else died so you could do that. What did you do to give back to this country? What are you doing to better the country right now? Have you? It's a question I want to ask you. What have you done for America today? What have you done to earn the 4th of July? And if we're being honest, on July 2nd, the Lee Resolution was actually signed in 1775. How many of you know that? How many do you even know the history? Like, honestly, a lot of people talk about the French and Indian War, but do you know why we had the French and Indian War? Do you even know how history started? do you know? How much do you know about the country that you live in, that you enjoy every day, that you walk around treating people like garbage, spitting on the floor, not taking care of things, not picking up your cigarette butts, not throwing away your garbage, throwing it in somebody's yard, throwing it outside in the window? Do you even know what the Lee Resolution was? Do you even know what the American Indian War was about? Did you know that what George Washington did for the American Indian War would have been a war crime today if we would have done that? How much do you know about history? How much do you know about your history, the country you live in? You know, people around the world, we're in 23 countries around the world. And I'm talking to Americans today because everybody outside of America is asking the same question. What do you know? Are you happy you live there, or are you just complain and whine all day because you had a bad day? You ever had your friend's brains on your hand? You ever had to rip one of your friends out of a front seat and they tear in half? Like, what are you doing for our country? And I don't mean to sound mean, but come on, it's the 4th of July. You're going to go out in 2 days and you're going to have a good dang time. And I guarantee you won't even think of anybody. You'll be thinking about yourself and how you feel and enjoying yourself on that boat, enjoying the park with your family, watching fireworks come off. Are you thinking about the men and women deployed around the world? Are you thinking about the sacrifices they're doing? Or are you just complaining about, our government, forget the flaws. Yes, we have flaws. But do you pay attention to what you have right in front of your face, or just the flaws? What are you grateful for? You don't like what I'm saying? I don't care. Don't like it. Don't follow. Scroll past. Learn some discipline. I'm just saying. I believe in my second Amendment right. I believe in the right to religion, even if they don't believe in my religion, even if they don't believe in my God, the God of Isaac and Abraham. Even if they don't, I'm glad we have freedom of religion. I'm glad we have freedom of speech. I'm glad we have our press, even if sometimes I don't agree with what the media says. I'm glad we have it because at least they practice their rights. At least they stand up and speak about what they need to speak about. What are you doing? We had 2 people climb up on the tower. The Empire State Building? Man, at least they're practicing their rights. What have you done? Even if he proposed to her up there, he still had a statement to say and he wanted to say it. Now this is right. Now he might get charged for trespassing, but they can't say anything about what he said. They can't say anything about the flag. At least he did something. At least he's practicing his rights. Well, you practicing how to be a drunk? No, I'm not trying to call you out. I was diagnosed as an alcoholic, so forget it. Well, you want a cookie? Guys, practice your rights, bro. You know, there was a woman at the Detroit stadium. She kept on walking back and forth past the cameras a couple days ago with a Jesus hoodie on. Now, you know, let's get the media straight, because of course they're saying they kicked her out because of her shirt, which is okay. Yeah, you know, good. Boosted that they were kicking her out for her right of religion, but that's not what it was. You know, they did ask her to not mess with the workers and not antagonize the camera guys. She didn't listen to that part, you know, and she got kicked out for that. But they definitely weren't kicking her out for wearing a Jesus hoodie. But, you know, I'm glad that she tried to represent. I'm glad that she tried to represent. She practiced her rights. That's dope. That's dope, man. I think that's awesome. You know, I'm not wrong. I don't feel wrong. If you don't like it, I don't care. I really don't. But I want you to know you need to practice more of your rights, because there's men and women sacrificing everything they got every day, writing a check for their life and their purpose. They are willing to serve their purpose and die for you while you're just acting like a turd out here. You know, you can wrap a turd in gold. It doesn't mean it's not a turd. It's still a turd. I'm not calling everybody a turd. I'm just saying, I'm calling you out for not practicing your rights on 4th of July. I'm not telling you to go cause a ruckus and get jail time. Just telling you, man, use freedom of speech. Use your rights to press. Use your Second Amendment. You know, I don't know. Somebody can tap in, leave a comment, man. You know, I don't know. Maybe what is your thoughts? But I'm harsh because I truly believe in this. I've watched guys die. I've had to put my friends in body bags and believed in these rights, and I still believe in these rights. Now, I don't think that now as an adult, should we have been in Iraq? No, probably not. But that's not what I was thinking. I wasn't going to fight for someone with deep pockets. I was going to fight for you, for these rights that I believe in, because they told me that's what I'm doing. As an 18, 19-year-old, as a 17-year, let's get it right, 17 can sign up. They call that split option. In between their junior and senior year of high school, they go do basic training. What is your junior doing? Complaining on the Xbox? Oh, he couldn't get on PS5 today. It was too hot at football camp. Be quiet. It's 150 degrees in Iraq in the summertime. You got 17-year-olds signing their lives away to go do that. Give me some other excuse for your lazy child that mouths back to you that you haven't disciplined. Soft parenting. Oh, put him in the corner. How about you put a little lick into his butt? How about that? You know, that was a right. Giving a spanking's not abuse. That's not abuse to catch a spanking. I don't know, Irvin. How about you, man? You ever got spanked as a kid? Absolutely. I got it. I know a million of you got it. Don't sit here and try to lie to everybody. Man, this world is lost, bro. What are some things that your grandparents did that we need in our society? How about trying to fight for their marriage? Start there. You know, that was some work. And I'm sure he came home from Vietnam. He came home from World War II. His life wasn't easy. Korean War. How about living within your means, right? How about teaching some of these things so we can get back to a society like we had? Get your kids off the TV for a little bit, man. Kick them outside. Take the phones away. For crying out loud. If there's anything you should take away, is take away a phone from a kid. That's the one right you can take away, because it's not even their right yet. They're not even 18. Teach them some responsibility in this place, man. You know, we might be all over in this conversation, but hey, these are true points that really need to happen in America to keep America the way it was, to keep it the way it is. We're definitely starting to break. We have our faults. I still think we're the best country in the world, but we can fix these faults. It just takes work. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be easy, but dang it, come on, man. Let's keep our rights. Let's keep our country good. Let's keep it safe. You know, you got all these kids running around, man, wanting to kill people. Man, you want to kill people? Take these little shits and send them over to Iraq or Afghanistan or Iran. How about that? You want to run that gun so much? Oh, go on. Sign up for the military. Quit being a little crybaby. Man, if I knew, if I'm telling you, if I knew my wife wouldn't get into me, I'd call some names out to you guys. By God, trust me. I have some harsh names I would want to say to you little punks, man. I'm just saying, you're ruining your own country. You get mad and you want to go destroy somebody else's property. What kind of crap is that, you loser? Just saying, man. I don't know, guys. We got to fix this place. We got to take back our rights, our country, our families. People are dying for this stuff. 18, 19, 20-year-olds dying for you. And what have you done? What have you done for this nation? For you to be able to complain about how bad it is. I don't know, guys. We got to fix this place up, man. We got to make sure we're using our rights. Learn something about your country. Learn something about your history. Why are you celebrating? Did you even know about the Lee resolution? But yet you're going to celebrate the 4th of July. The Lee resolution started, if it wasn't for the Lee resolution, you wouldn't even have 4th of July. I've seen too many things out in war, man. You seen dogs that'll eat people before? You seen an IED go off and kill everybody? You ever seen a crater that's 10 foot deep by 7 foot wide? You ever seen a 2-ton Humvee split in half? You ever had some Iraqi army guy try to apologize to you as he's a quarter mile away and seen the IED go off that's killed your friends and act like he didn't know it was there? I forgive him. I forgive him. Have you ever seen that? You know what the scary part is? You know what's really sad? Something that you'd never probably think of, something that you never probably experience, is that even if it's not you that dies, even if it's your best friend that dies, in the back of your head, you feel so guilty because you're like, man, I'm glad it wasn't me. Have you ever experienced that? Let's be truthful, guys. This is the Daily Chop. I ain't holding nothing back. I'm just not talking to you with a line unit attitude. I might sound stern, but trust me, if you was in a line unit, you'd have some, if I didn't have God in me, I'd have some, a lot harder words for you. That's for sure. Am I upset with some of you? Absolutely. I'm sure upset with some of you. Some of you I'm not. Some of you are patriots. Some of you are good, hardworking men. Okay, you're good, hardworking men. What have you still done for this country? I don't know. You tell me. Sad world, man. Sad world. Afghanistan, the Korangal Valley. Yeah, you should see some of that, some of them things. See what them 18, 19-year-old guys go through. Man, hell on earth there. You want to hear some stories? Every morning by 10 a.m., you'll be getting shot at there. They're throwing grenades off the mountain cliffs at you. Don't even see them coming down. By the time the grenade hits, it's taking off your leg. You having a bad day? You ever been covered with your friend's blood? Trying to save him? Nah. You ain't never had to do that. You're too busy at home in the air conditioner complaining about your bills and taxes. Do I agree with everything our politicians do? No, absolutely not. I don't. But do I agree that there's 18, 19, 20-year-olds signing up that think that they're defending you? Defending our nation, your rights? Nah, you ain't thought about that. Too worried about how you can get that next grill, a next chain, a next Jordan, the new car. You ever had to sleep outside? You ever seen kids, 8, 9-year-old kids being threatened by terrorists, sleeping outside because the elders get the beds and they're getting threatened? Nah, you never had to do that. Some of you probably, your husband can't even get you to go camping, let alone sleep outside on a makeshift bed with nothing, no tent. You ever had to live in 145 degrees in August? Nah, no, you haven't. Some of you maybe, if you served, but I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to the ones who serve. You know the price. You have a purpose. You know what happens? You know what happens? You know the hidden cost for survivors that come home for your freedoms? Do you know the struggles that come out? How they feel like monsters fighting with their families because they don't know what the heck's wrong with them? They don't know how to control their anger because they've had to cut every emotion off. And the only emotion you know how to hold on to is anger? Nah, you don't know that. You ever had to sit there in your bed and feel like, man, I'm tired. I'm so tired of being like a monster. I think it'd be better off if I just shoot myself. No, you don't know that. You ever had to numb the pain so much that you just don't know what the heck's wrong with you? So you contemplate and contemplate and contemplate until you kill yourself? No, you don't. But you'll sit there and make hashtag 22 all day. But what are you doing for them 22 vets a day that are committing suicide? Have you done anything for them? Or are you just saying, oh, that guy in the store and they were treating so-and-so mean and they were mad? Yeah. Do you know how he's feeling? No, you don't know the posture of his heart. King David, man, God said King David was a man after his heart. He killed a man. He killed a couple. I'm sure he had PTSD. Do you know some vets, their PTSD is so bad that, do you know how they find their adrenaline? Because that's what you want to look for. I used amphetamines. There's guys out there that struggle with women, just having sex with them all day with different women every day because that's the way they find adrenaline. And then they have divorces. Their families are broken. No, you don't know the struggles. You don't know the struggles. You haven't had to live with that. Guys, Happy 4th of July, man. These are the hidden costs of your freedom that nobody wants to talk about. Here at the Daily Chop, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to be real. Do you care? Do you really care? Leave some comments, man. Let me know how you care if you do care.
It's a house divided, and I ain't talking about the rivalry. The numbers growing, people embracing reform theology. It's not a trend, just a product of consequence. Supposed to shepherd people, lead them to scripture, common sense. Look, it's pure buffoonery inside the church. Was made to be a haven for truth. Some sit down where liars lurk. No improvement, at times are worse. I'm pointing to the